All right, what's up, guys? Before we go over anything, I just want to state my All right, what's up, guys? Before we go over anything, I just want to state, in my shop, I have my premium Discord, week, month, all that good stuff. My master course, supply and demand, lifetime access, and just grab anything from my shop if you're interested, or look at my shop. It will be in the description. Also, I'd recommend following me on Instagram. I post most of my reels here, some trades that I take, and there's some good information in here. So don't forget that. That'll also be in the description below. Now, this is my Discord. I just want to go over my pre-market plan with you guys, and I'll just flip this up here. So we'll go over the pre-market plan. We'll look at what levels I was looking at and the trades I took today. Now, ES didn't have much volume today, and it was also the stronger indice when I was bearish bias. So I did not take any trades on ES, and I almost didn't look at it at all except for the VX confluence with it. So for NQ, I said I want to play bounce levels. I'll be looking for supply to come in here for short back to 17,700, then 17,664. At this level, we can hold and move right back into zone at 17,700 and keep bouncing between. If we find a clean break of 17,664, we can look for 17,600 then and demand shortly under. We can look at these levels previously stated, like 17,700 and 17,728, which was a key zone for me. We'll get into that in a little bit. If we hold, but I'll not look too long above this due to high of day and supply. If anything, we break the structure, I'll look for a pullback to scalp long. So I was bearish biased today. If we were going to go long at all, it was just going to be quick scalps. But I also said that I think we were going to stay in range. I thought we were going to be range bound today. I said I still expect to range today, maybe a slip or two like yesterday, and then right back. This being said, volume will tell us if this is true or not. I also said all eyes on 17,770, and my confluence with that will be this. I'll show you. Now, if you go to a 1 hour chart, you can clearly see we had one touch, two touches, and then three touches overnight. With that being said, 1770 was the perfect confluence for us to get short either in that area or look for sellers to step in. Now, the first minute candle opened up this morning, and we saw immense buying and not much selling at all. There was no fighting. You can see this candle right here. There's no selling at all. And then we hit that 1770 area, just shy of that trend line. Now we see sellers come into the tape. They're starting to aggressively sell, and I remember in the middle of this candle, we were wicking back and forth, trying to hold this high before open. This low before open, and then we eventually fall through it. Once we fall through it under this, we have 7728, like I said, which is a key area to either long off of if we find support, or short off of if we get under and we find resistance. And we did exactly that. We fell underneath to the 17,700 area. We held it pretty nice for the first time around at least. And then we start to find sellers coming to the tape again over here. 1, 2, 3, 4 wicks trying to get over 17,728 and not one candle holding above it. This being said, I immediately got in short right here. I added to my position again over here and then added again in here. I had a total of 3 cons for an average right here. And then I believe I sold one in this little consolidation zone over here at 16,780. And then I sold my final contracts at this key zone that I had here at 17,664. I said, look at the difference between NQ and ES. NQ was dropping severely compared to ES. I said ES has to once follow. ES starting to show some weakness. This is the key area. We can have a very bad couple candles on NQ. And this was stated at 947. And literally as I state that exactly happens. ES tends to follow NQ with the weakness, and then we get that big, nice drop down. So for this trade, I was looking at VX looking to rise, and also ES being bullish while NQ being bearish. So when something like this happens, NQ has to either touch a support and follow through with ES and then come around, or vice versa, that ES will have to dump with NQ, and all leading equities will then follow it. I said I just exited zone for zone at 951. Some members also took these trades with me. As you can see, profit here, shorted ES to VWAP, and then I ended up getting in long on the reversal, holding this area. I ended up holding this reversal right here in this area. I ended up stopping out for break even. I just thought we were going to come into this zone. We looked like we had some nice support the first time around, but it was just a small rally back for a bigger dump down. Like I said, break even, I have no problem with getting stopped out, especially if my thesis is wrong. If my thesis is right, it's kind of is annoying to get stopped out for break even or stopped out at all. But in theory, my second thesis, which was coming back around and staying into this consolidation zone, was wrong, and I stopped out for break even, so that's perfectly fine with me. I then had another small scalp in here, saw some selling come back in, got rid of my contracts early. I was supposed to hold this to this level right here, which was just shy of it. And then you can see we wedged, we fell, wedged again, fell, wedged, and now we're coming back into zone again. Now, on the 1 hour, if you look, we're still in consolidation over here. I mean, if you're watching this YouTube video, you have all my zones now for free, so which is good. But we're coming back into zone again. We touched this demand zone 3 times and the supply zone 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4 overnight, and then 5 this morning. We are consolidating for a bigger move. If you go to the day candles now, we had a decent size move today. It was actually an average move, but we're still holding this zone. You can see this consolidation, break below, immediate back, consolidation again. Now, do I expect to go to the top side? I do not expect to go to the top side. If we do, I expect it to be a false break to the top side. We cannot always just go up and make all-time highs. There needs to be sellers in the market. If we just constantly go up, no one's taking profits, and that's just not reasonable and not valid. Yes, we can have 1 or 2 more green days, a couple more green days, but we're not just going to shoot completely up like this. That's unreasonable. You know, if we go to the top side, I expect something like this, back down, a retest, and then down again. I would be looking for something like that. And when I mean down, I mean I think we're going to get a really nice retracement on the week within the next 2-3 weeks, where we're going to start seeing under 1700 again. I mean 17,000 again. That being said, I really don't want to break to the top side because that's just hard trading in my opinion. You would have to wait for a a pullback somewhat midday and then look for scalps. I prefer to take the longer moves. I prefer to take 70 points, 100 point scalps. 100 point moves. So I'm really looking to break these zones down here now. Right now we're at this key area. I'd like to either come here like this and then fall through here, or if we have to, even test this zone over here again. That is my plan for the next week, the next 2 weeks, the next point that we stay into this consolidation zone. It's very hard to make money, especially on longer trades. That's where the money is at. Everyone can say scalping makes good money. Yes, I agree with you. But you're putting more risk on the table multiple times rather than having one good move and taking the full profit of the zone. That being said, I'm looking for some big moves. Like I said, I would like to catch this to the downside. I would even be considered, if we break through demand and we don't see much buying, I would consider in taking an overnight position to hopefully see more sellers come into the tape in Asia and London and then come down and break through demand. I'll be looking to average at least 70 to 100 points per trade, like I've been doing with my pre-market plans, and they've actually been working. I've been getting 100, 130 points sometimes on NQ, of course. And ES, I have not been trading as much just because NQ gives so much more volatility. As you can see, the complete difference between the look of NQ and ES right now. Today, if you traded ES, you could have made money, but there's just so much more money to make in NQ today, especially with this drop. You can see we were holding all these zones, and NQ just fell right through in the morning. That's where the money is made right here. So with that being said, that explains what we've been doing this past week, my trades today, pre-market plan, how I trade, and also what I expect coming the next couple of days / weeks.